Welcome everyone to the Saturday night concert of the Inishowen International Folk Song and Ballad Seminar for 2021. We're delighted you're joining us on YouTube, Facebook and Instagram. We hope you're well rested now after your afternoon in McFeely's, and we're really glad that we were able to give everybody a seat there this year. Our concert features 12 performances recorded by Jimmy McBride and the Irish Traditional Music Archive over the years. We kick off with the wonderful Cloontagh National School, followed by Dublin singer Terry Timmons, and then the late Roseanne McGonigle. This is sometimes going to be a wee bit of a sad concert as we feature some singers who are no longer with us. Our friends Peta, Webb and Ken Hall from London are followed by the late Maureen Jelks, the great singer from Dundee who came for many years to brighten our festival. Then there's going to be a blast of local tunes from Tom Byrne in the company of Martin McGinley and Michael Gallanagh. We're off to Drogheda then with Stuart, Carolan, and then a wee bit up the road, Elizabeth LaPrelle, who came from Virginia in 2013. That's not Virginia, County Cavan. Ken Wilson from Teesside is followed by the wonderful Annie Hirrell, and this is a big shout out tonight to Annie. Annie's followed by the late Mick Quinn. Mick Quinn, a great supporter and annual guest at our festival, just the same way that Luke Cheevers holds that role now. We finish our night with Paddy Cullen. Paddy Cullen from Carrygart was the man who was only ever seen at the final session out in the Rusty Nail on the Monday. But we're really delighted that he and his family were with us in 2017 in the Ballyliffin Hotel. So folks, sit back and relax, get out your wee tipple, whatever that may be. Don't forget, you're going to be joining us later for Back to the Bar with Brian Doyle and Lucy Donaghy. And then it's up again tomorrow morning for more. Thanks a million folks and enjoy the night.
in this land I'm going to stay. With my bundle Right, I'm going to try a song that I learned years ago from Luke Cheevers.
He didn't travel very far.
He's a great man for pulling out unusual songs. I'll try and do it justice. The Waterford Sea Captain. To a New York trader I did belong. She was fit for sea, both stout and strong. Well manned, well rigged, and well fit for sea. She was bound for New York in Americay. On the 4th of March we did set sail, with a sweet and a pleasant gale. With hearts undaunted we put to sea. We were bound for New York in Americay. Our cruel captain, as we did find, left half of our provisions behind. Our cruel captain, as we understand, meant to starve us all before we reached the land. As our captain in his cabin lay, a voice came to him and this did say, prepare yourself and your ship's company, for tomorrow night you must lie with me. Our captain woke in a terrible fright, it being the first part of the night, and loud to his boatswain he did call, and thus relating his secrets all. As soon says he, it grieves my heart to think I've acted a villain's part, to take what was not my lawful due, for to starve the passengers and the ship's crew. There's one thing more I have to tell. When I in Waterford town did dwell, I killed my master, a merchant there, all for the sake of his lady fair. I killed my wife and my children 3, all through that coursing jealousy, and on my servant I placed the blame, and thank God he was all in grief and pain. Oh, Captain, Captain, if this be so, pray let none of your ship's crew know, but keep the secret that's all in your breast, and pray that God he might grant you rest. The very next morning a storm did rise, which to our seamen did much surprise. The seas came over both fore and aft, till scarce one man on our decks was left. And then the boatswain he did declare that the captain was a murderer. This so enraged our whole ship's crew, they overboard our captain threw. All of a sudden the calm was there, our good little ship onward did steer. The winds abated and calmed the seas, and we sailed on for Americay. And when we reached that New York shore, our good little ship for to repair, the people wondered much to see such a poor distressed shipwreck crew were we. So sailors all, wherever you be, a warning pray you take by me. As you love your life, won't you take a care, and never go sailing with a murderer. And that's the moral.
Far, far away on the banks of the Nile, some 1,000 miles from his own dear isle, a young Irish soldier, a gallant dragoon, read his mother's letter by the light of the moon. As he stole from his cabin this little note to read, the news that it brought made his stout heart bleed. It told how the widow could not pay her way. Out came the sheriff on a dark, dreary day to burn down her cabin for the trifle that she owed. The widow and her children were cast out on the road, and the tears rolled down his sunburned cheeks and dropped on the letter that he held in his hand. For it's true, too true, more trouble in old Ireland. She had one son, a sailor, floating on the foam, the other boy a soldier, both were far away from home, carrying their colours against the dusky foe, while the widow and her children sat weeping in the snow. She had one kind neighbour, a true friend indeed. He came to the widow, the outcast in need. He brought her to his cottage, where the turf fire it burned bright. The widow and her children wept tears of delight, and the tears rolled down his sunburned cheeks and dropped on the letter that he held in his hand. For it's true, too true, more trouble in old Ireland.
We're the best partners this world's ever seen, together as close as can be. But sometimes it's hard to find time in between to tell you what you mean to me. You are the rose of my heart, you are the love of my life, a flower not faded nor falling apart. If you're tired, rest your head on my arm, rose of my heart. when sorrow holds you in her arms of clay. It's raindrops that fall from your eyes. Your smile as the sun comes to earth for a day. You brighten my darkest of skies. You are the rose of my heart. You are the love of my life. A flower not faded nor falling apart. If you're blue, let my love make you warm. Rose of my heart. So hard times or easy times, what do I care? There's nothing I'd change if I could. The tears and the laughter are things that we share. Your hand in mine makes all times good. You are the rose of my heart. You are the love of my life. A flower not faded nor falling apart. You're my harbor in life's restless storm. You are the rose of my heart. You are the love of my life. A flower not faded nor falling apart. You're my harbor in life's restless storm. Rose of my heart.
A wee song, well it's actually a big song, but it's only got 3 verses, but it's a wee song for Dundee by Mary Brooksbanks, and it's got a chorus. The first verse is a chorus for those that don't know it, and it's called the Jute Mill Song. I'm tired now after all that speaking. Oh dear me, the mill's gien fast, the pair wee shifters canna get nae rest. Shaft and bobbins, coarse and fine, they fairly mark your work for your 10 and 9. Oh dear me, I wish the day was done. Running up and down the pass is no ony fun. Shift and piece and spinning, warp, weft and twine, to feed and clothe your bairnies, often 10 and 9. Oh dear me, the mill's gien fast, the pair wee shifters canna get nae rest. Shaft and bobbins, coarse and fine, they fairly mark your work for your 10 and 9. Oh dear me, the world's ill divided. Them that work the hardest are aye we least provided. But I'm unbide contented, dark days are fine. There's nae much pleasure living, often 10 and 9. Oh dear me, the mill's gien fast, the pair wee shifters canna get nae rest.
But anyway, we're going to continue with a couple of waltzes, and seeing as we are in Inishowen, these two waltzes I really got from my dad, because he was a fiddle player from Malin, Byrne, and the first tune is a tune called the Bockan Waltz, which was a waltz associated with the Bockan Hall in Cloontagh. So many of the people danced to this tune. And the second tune is a tune that Dad composed himself. It's called the Slieve Waltz. Slieve is a townland at Malin Head. So these are two waltzes, and if anybody feels like waltzing, there's the floor there. We'll judge you.
Would you go in? No, we're not afraid. from his warring and fighting. He has gone to a place where there's naught can delight him. He may sit there and dwell on the glories he has seen, oh, while forlorn he will mourn on the Isle of Saint Helena. No more in St. Cloud will he appear in great splendor, nor come forth from the crowd like the great Alexander. He may look o'er the east while he thinks upon Lucana, but his heart is full of woe on the Isle of Saint Helena. Now the wild rushing waves round the shores they are washing, and the white billows heaves on the rocks they are crashing. He may look o'er the lane from the great Mount Diana, but his eyes are on the waves that surround Saint Helena. Oh, Louisa, she weeps for her husband departed, and she dreams while she sleeps, and awakes broken-hearted. Not a friend to console her, in the past were so many. Now alone she does mourn when she thinks on Saint Helena. Oh, you that have great wealth, then beware of ambition, for with one shift of fate could soon change your condition. And be steadfast in time, what's to come change you cannot. Maybe your race will end on the Isle of Saint Helena. O you parliaments of England, and you holy alliance of a prisoner of war, you can now hard defiance. With all your base intrigue, you never could demean him, but you exiled him to die on the Isle of Saint Helena. Now Boney's away from his warring and fighting. He has gone to a place where there's naught can delight him. He may sit there and dwell on the glories he has seen, oh, while forlorn he will mourn on the Isle of Saint
I want to sing one that was written by Jean Ritchie of Kentucky in the 60s, and it's called The West Virginia Mine Disaster. That says it all, pretty much. Oh, say, did you see him? It was early this morning. He passed by your houses on his way to the coal. He was tall, he was slender, and his dark eyes so tender. His occupation was mining. West Virginia, his home. It was just before noon. I was feeding the children. Ben Mosley came running to bring us the news. Number 8 was all flooded. Many men were in danger, and we don't know their number, but we fear they're all doomed. I picked up the baby and I left all the others to comfort each other and to pray for their own. There is Tommy, 14, and there's John, not much younger, and their time soon is coming to go down the dark hole. Oh, what will I say to his poor little children? And what will I tell his old mother at home? And what will I say to my heart that's clear broken? To my heart that's clear broken, if my darling is gone. If I had the money to do more than just feed them, I'd give them good learning, the best could be found. So when they growed up, they'd be checkers and weighers, and not spend their whole life in the dark underground. Oh, say, did you see him? It was early this morning. He passed by your houses on his way to the coal. He was tall, he was slender, and his dark eyes so tender. His occupation was mining. West Virginia, his home.
If you know it, please join in.
'Twas on one April morning, just as the sun was rising. 'Twas on one April morning, I heard the small birds sing. They were singing a lovely Nancy, for love it is a fancy, and sweet were the notes that I heard the small birds sing. Oh, the young men are false, and they're full of all deceiving. And young men are false, and they seldom do prove true. When they're roving and they're ranging, their minds are always changing, and they're thinking for to find out some other girl that's new. Oh, now why do you spend all your long time in courting? And why do you spend all your long time in vain? For I don't intend to marry, I'd rather longer tarry. Oh, young man, don't you spend all your single lives in vain. And oh, if I had but my own hand back in keeping, and oh, if I had but my own hand back again, close in my bosom, I'd lock it up forever, and it would wander never so far from me again. 'Twas on one April morning, just as the sun was rising. 'Twas on one April morning, I heard the small birds sing. They were singing a lovely Nancy, for love it is a fancy, and sweet were the notes that I heard the small birds sing. Thank you.
A dear mother stood on a Queenstown dock, with a handkerchief up to her eyes, and as the big ship sailed away o'er the tide, it was then she began for to cry. My boy, here's a locket I've now got for you, and inside it a photo was shown, and these were the words were inscribed on a note. There'll be no one to welcome you home. Oft in the twilight I wander alone, far away from the old folks at home. Fatherless, motherless, carelessly I roam. There'll be no one to say welcome home. Oft times I think of that little white cot in old Ireland, far over the sea, it caught at the foot of the hill, where my mother stands waiting for me. My boy, she is saying, you have gone far to roam. You have left your poor mother alone. But when you return to the land of your birth, there'll be no one to welcome you home. No one to welcome you home from far away o'er the wild raging foam. But when you return to the land of your birth, there'll be no one to say, welcome home.
I heard two lovers talking
behind the Rosses hills, the sun sank down to rest. The little birds in shady groves had sought their peaceful nest. On such an eve through lonesome groves where lovers chanced to stray, and fishermen cast out their nets on deep Shiphaven Bay. That night there a maiden fair stood on the peaceful shore. Her cheeks, they bloomed like the purple heather on lonely Gallanagh moor, while gently flowing o'er her neck her yellow ringlets lay, like the evening sun reflecting back on deep Shiphaven Bay. By her side a young man stood, of noble looks was he, a stalwart lad, both stout and strong, his spirits bright and free. The glow of health was on his cheeks, his spirits bright and gay. A darling son, as mothers raise round deep Shiphaven Bay. He took her hand into his own, and to his breast he drew, saying, "Darling dear, it's nice to know there's one heart ever true." And with these words they parted on that autumn evening gay, to toil among the fishermen on deep Shiphaven Bay. He jumped into his curragh and he manly grasped an oar. His back was to the ocean blue, and his face was to the shore, while bidding a one more mute goodbye, he manly rode away, to toil among the fishermen on deep Shiphaven Bay. As from the north a wind came forth, and long and strong it blew, the waves that didn't move all day to a misty darkness grew. The fishermen, their hearts were sad, for their loved ones far away. Their crafts were wildly tossed about on deep Shiphaven Bay. A fire was lit on Bray ahead, and a light on Downing's pier, to welcome back the fishermen to the ones they loved so dear. But there was one who didn't return, who perished in the spray, a darling son a mother raised near deep Shiphaven Bay. A father mourned a stalwart lad, a mother mourned her son, a sister and a brother too, their old companions gone. But there is one in secret still who feels the same as they, for the love whose bones are bleaching white in deep Shiphaven Bay. Down at the point of bleak Melmore there strays a grey old maid. On long and lonely winter's nights her well-worn beads are said, while gazing over the ocean blue
She moves her lips to pray for the love whose bones lie bleaching white in deep Shiphaven Bay. Sinead. Thank you. Thank you very much.